to make sure that our needs are included with others, as well as to make sure that all the efforts are coordinated, and that any possible space sharing is taken into account. As has been discussed, and I probably don't need to go over these, but I will, there are a number of challenges with Bemis Hall. As you can see and has been discussed, parking is an issue. We have about 8 spaces in front of the building, which when we have our weekly Lincoln Academies, which can draw 40 to 60 people, obviously is not adequate. We have 1 handicapped space. Everybody else has to park either along the street or in the First Parish parking lot, which can be dangerous to cross. And if you happen to have a mobility impairment, that can be a long way to come. So parking is certainly a very difficult issue. Bemis Hall is beautiful, but it was not built with accessibility in mind, and great strides have been made. The elevator is wonderful. We could not do what we do without it, but there are other elements that really need to be addressed to make sure that whatever space we have is accessible to the people who need to use our services. As you may know, we've been expanding our services and activities in the past 2 or 3 years, and we're coming to a time when someone will come to me and ask for a new class or a new program, and we really have to work hard to find a place in the schedule for it because we simply don't have enough rooms, or the rooms are becoming overcrowded. There are some things that we simply can't do in the space. One really important element of Council on Aging services is creating those social and community connections that research has shown are essential to people's health and well-being. And the way you do that is by having activities, but also just by having spaces where people can come and sit and share a cup of coffee and talk about town issues or play a casual game of bridge, and there simply is not space to do that. Another thing that we would love to be able to do is have a commercial kitchen. We have wonderful gourmet meals once a month at St. Anne's that are very well attended, and we'd love to continue those, but we'd also love to be able to serve some informal meals, which again builds the sense of community and connection, and also helps with people's nutrition. There have been challenges to our space for some time, and these will only really continue to grow. We have a growing senior population in each of the past couple of years. We've added about 100 people to our 60-plus population. Also, as more boomers come into our population and as people are living longer, we have a wider range of ages. We currently serve people 60. We have very active members who are 95. And those groups, clearly have very different needs. And so we're striving to serve many different groups, as well as more people. Our attendance is growing. Attendance grew 18% last year, 16% the previous year. And the demand for outreach services, namely our social workers' services to people who are having trouble staying in their homes, or family caregivers, those continue to grow. So what will this study include? First of all, we will analyze the current and future programs and space needs, not only of the COA, but of all the potential users, particularly REC, but it could be other organizations as well. So what the consultants will do is they will look at our populations, our programming and attendance, trends. They will particularly look at community input. I promise you we will have chances for you to come and tell us what you want, and in fact those have already started. We have once-a-month sessions where you're welcome to just come and tell us what you want, and we hope that you'll come to those. So they'll look at all those things and determine what spaces are needed, what kinds of spaces are needed, and in particular look at opportunities for space sharing. Perhaps they'll determine we need a fitness room. Well, we will be done with that at 4:30, but then recreation can come in and use it. They will also look at what kinds of needs there will be for a flow of space to make sure that the space really works as a whole. They'll then explore all the possible options and lay out the advantages and disadvantages of each. There have been a number of sites that have been considered, and we'll look at all those sites. We'll look at all the options for space sharing and perhaps holding some programs in other places. anything anybody can think of, we will look at, and then we will lay out the advantages and disadvantages of each in terms of parking, location, possibilities for expansion, structures that may currently be on the site, a number of different criteria, and so then the town will be able to see for each potential option exactly how each measures up. And then the committee will look at all those options, recommend the best solution, and then have a concept design and also an estimated cost. And then when the time is right and the groups that are coordinating all the different efforts think that it's time to bring it to town meeting, we will then bring all that information to you at town meeting and most likely look for design costs.